kids. We're on our way home from school and Mum and Dad have a surprise for you. Do you have any idea what the surprise could be?
A bed?
Maybe?
A Slurpee?
No, it's not going to be a Slurpee.
God.
Who's ready to see the surprise?
Me!
Alright, let's drive. And I want to see your faces when you see the surprise. Okay? You tell me when you think you know what the surprise is.
A trampoline.
What do you
A
think?
caravan! A caravan! I'm gonna look inside.
Oi. Hey kids. Of course you know how to climb it, Alice.
I don't double bunk bed. I think double.
G'day, Nigel here from Aussie OTROTS. Okay, new day, new job. So we're slowly ticking through the list of things to do. One of the things I want to look at today is storage. So it's an ever ongoing sort of thing with caravans, is trying to find the perfect storage solution. So yeah, what I'm going to do today is I want to look at obviously where to house our anti-flap kits and curved roof rafters a bit better. Now at the moment I've got them all stored into the front boot of the caravan, which is great and it does the job, but as you can see down here there's quite a bit of stuff in here, and this is even before packing for the trip. So we've got, you know, stone stompers, chocks and weight distribution bars and mirrors and barbecues and other bits and pieces all sitting in here as such. So you can imagine when we're ready to go that this thing's going to be well and truly chockers. So one thing we want to try and look at that we might use fairly regularly when we pull out the awning is our curved roof rafters and our anti-flap kits. So if I can get these out, I think I'll do quite well. So where I was thinking to actually house them is at the back of the van. So just here we've got our dual bike carrier. Now I know that many of you are probably thinking that, oh yeah, you got to be careful because weight is a big thing at the back of any van, let alone having additional things attached to a bike rack, and you'd be right, 100%. You've got to be careful about what you throw in the back here because you don't want this whole thing ripping off in transit. Our bike rack, let's have a look. Get you out here, it's all manoeuvring without trashing everything. Yeah, so let's rethink this, shall we? Oh, hello Chase, how are you, mate? What is it? So that's the general gist of it. Alright, hopefully now, so obviously after we cut off the excess here, so obviously we want it to end up just there, but what we need to factor in whilst I'll take you for a walk is we need to get the other end. Now the other end we also need to be quite careful about, because it's not straight up to the end there. We have about with this, see that you got that lip sitting right there, so that's probably about 75 mil, probably, well, no, let's do that differently, shall we? That bit goes in there, so really it's actually after that, so that point all the way to the end is how far we need to go back. So if we were to unscrew that off, try to have it so nothing goes flying, probably is going to be about 75 mil as well, but we'll probably add a couple of mil for the there's 80 mil, let's just call it 85 mil back, because we also have the thickness of this lid here with that, you can see by the O-ring. So if we cut back 85 mil, brings us to this point just. Okay, so let's get these end caps on. Alright. So we've got this thing cut to size now, and I think we've done a pretty good job of it, if I say so myself. Bang on that, beautiful. Oh, bike. Wondering what I kicked just then. And this down here. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Look at that flush. I don't know if you can see that. That's bang on. And then this side. Perfect. Yes. Alright. So now, what I want to try and do is get this up out of the way. Get this down here. So you, what are you up to? Alright, we're going to attach this Alice onto these here. So I've got some brackets. That one looks good. Alright, so these brackets, hopefully the ones I bought, actually going to work. So I did originally buy these ones, and they didn't quite work because it's that gap there is not going to be, I want it flush, so hopefully these will do the trick. Fingers crossed. Let's get a pencil again. Let's have a look and see what we can do. Hope it's the right size. Oh, not too. That is not 40mm. Hey, hey, hey. That's not going to work. Is it? That's far too big, isn't it, Alice? Far too big. Jeez. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hat cam.
Hat cam.
Alright. So I've cut it to size.
Yep.
I've just got to mount it onto here. And these things, what they say on the packet isn't actually true. Ah, so annoying. That must mean another trip to Bunnings.
Oh, shame.
Again. More hot dogs. Or sausage sandwiches, should I say.
Sausage scissors.
Yeah. That looks well. Happy with that.
Looks good.
Homework on this Carry Bike Pro rack. So the good thing is that actually can hold up to around about that sort of 55-60 kilo mark on the rack. So to be honest, two little toddler bikes on that thing are home and hosed. I think the anti-flap kits probably weigh about, I don't know, 5.5 kilos for both anti-flap kit rafters, and the two of the curved rafters, well, yeah, add another 3-4 kilo. So yeah, I think we're well and truly fine for the weight capacity on the back of this bike rack. But yeah, so far I'm pretty excited. Time to get it down, do those final mods, give it a lick of paint, and get it on for good. Okay, all done, all fitted, finally. Took a couple of days to get the painting done, and obviously it was a bit humid and we had a bit of rain come down, so I had to wait all that to finish. But I finally got the storage tube all fitted to the back of the bike rack, or back to the van. So here's the end product. So yeah, it's all fitted up quite nicely. It's all secured quite well. So yeah, it's all been painted up, so at least it looks somewhat like it should be there. And I even, with my OCD, managed to paint the end caps black as well to kind of fit in with the corner of the caravan here. So yeah, quite happy with that. So with the mounting, so again, managed to get the right size U-clamp to bolt that through from the side there, as well as from under the bottom here. So these, it fits quite well. So there's absolutely zero movement of this. This is not going to go anywhere. So here's the good news. So the good news is that we can actually now fit our rafters. Now the cool thing about it is that I don't need to break those rafters down into halves again. So we can actually leave them as one complete unit and slide them into that tube there, which is great. So let me show you what I mean. So normally when you stow these things away, you've got to separate these anti-flap kits in the middle here, which, you know, yes, it's easy to do, but I'm lazy. I kind of like to have these all in one piece. That makes it a lot easier. So with these now, hopefully it'll work well. Let's get all this stowed away in here nicely, into the tube, right up to the end. Perfect. The caravan does come with a full annex for the awning, so there are some poles that go and hold out that wind out awning, so they definitely can fit in there. For the trip, I'm not taking the annex. We're not going to be set up for long enough to be having to use that full wall kit to go with the caravan, so we're just going to use some shade sails which we've got with it. So all done, all done. Okay, next job, and yes, we're still talking about storage for caravans. So this one's quite a common one. I think quite a few people out there have already done this. So, well, I know a lot of people have already done this. It's I'll tell you what's going to turn the fan on here because it's quite warm. What astounds me is that why the caravan manufacturers do this is I'm a little perplexed by it, because quite frankly, what we are talking about today is cupboard storage, and more so the ones that sit by our queen beds. So look at the squad. Cupboard 1 and cupboard 2. Now, quite frankly, they're classified as hanging space, and that's nice, but to be honest, I'm on a holiday. I'm not wearing my business suits and my shirts and ties and bits and pieces, and I'm putting my dresses away. I'm not taking those with me either, so I don't really need hanging space, and that's for us anyway. So Marianne as well, she's saying, well, I'm not taking dresses, and the ones that I am taking, they can be folded anyway, so they're not going to be those nice sort of, yeah, really going out clothes. We're camping, we're traveling around, you know, we don't need a wardrobe hanging space. So what we do want is shelf space, so that much is for sure. So again, next job is to put shelves into the wardrobe, and it's hot, so I do apologise if I'm sweating a bit. It is still Queensland, still warm, can't escape that. Alright, so here's our storage. Just in here is what we're talking about. So, oops, turn the light on. I managed to unscrew these hook thingy things. So they originally do sit up in here like this, and so obviously you can hang clothes and bits and pieces off in there. And I'm sure there's many of you that really do like or utilize that sort of space, which is great. There's a little bit of a cupboard space up here, and we've got these ones overhead. when you're traveling for a period of time, we find, and we have found in all the other trips that we've done, we really do need shelf space when you're going to carry a fair few clothes. So there's warm clothes which are bulkier than the summer clothes, and there's also going to be a set of, you know, our going out clothes. So if we do happen to go out for dinner for whatever reason, at least we've got a set of reasonably nice clothes to wear going out, so we don't look like complete hobos or gypsies, which we do most of the time, and I've got nothing against it. And then, yeah, we've got this last little space down here, which is a drawer space as such. So really what we're working on is 2 shelves. Pretty easy project. I've already marked out the heights that I want to do these at. So shelf number 1, shelf number 2, and that will really just maximize that sort of space quite well. Okay, so I know I said melamine. No, it's particle board. It's a particle board, but it's the same sort of stuff you find in pretty much any kitchen in any house. So the stuff's pretty common, pretty easy to get from any sort of hardware store. I got all the stuff from Bunnings. Actually, it was pretty cheap for what we were talking about. Measured out the shelves that we needed to put into the van. So I managed to get 2 shelves out of 1 sheet of that particle board. So yeah, so this is the board we're talking about. I've got 2 of these. I've already marked out the top shelf. So just here, I'll be doing a cut down here, and then I'll be trimming off the back edge here, this here as well. So the good thing about this top shelf is it's not overly big or overly deep. So I actually can use this as the front edge for that top shelf, which is fantastic. However, when it comes to the bottom shelf, or that second shelf we're going to make, unfortunately it's going to be deep that way, which means the front edge here, or either side, will have a cut edge looking like that. So essentially, I don't like the look of that. I don't want that looking, you know, seeing it every time I open up our cupboard. So in the same section at Bunnings anyway, where we found those particle boards, is that we can find this sort of this edging. So this stuff here, very easy to use as long as you've got an iron, like when you're ironing your clothes. Okay, back on the hat cam, how are we? Here are the 2 boards that I've cut up. So these are the second shelves, or the bottom shelves as such. So yeah. Okay, what have we got? Put you under there. Ooh. There is nothing wrong with that. I like it. Yes. Yes, that looks good. Happy with that. Alright, so now we have our shelf in there. Glue on that sort of strip on the front. Happy days. And then do that over on that side. Over there. So, alright, let me get stuck into that and I'll show you the finished product. Hey hon, just gonna do some ironing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool.
Sure. Should I be worried?
Nah, should be right.
Alright.
Probably don't need steam. No steam. Luckily, I know I was just joking with Marianne, but this actually is, no, that's not good, an old iron, so there's not too worried about. This is the one we've kept as spare. So I've got it on maximum man mode. As blokes, there's only one setting on an iron, and that's maximum, because quite frankly, why would you need anything less? So maximum man mode, that's just the way it goes. Don't even bother with anything else, it's a waste of time. Doesn't take much to glue on, that's for sure. Yeah, I can live with that. I can live with that. Now that is ready to go in. Perfect. Happy days. Alright, so cupboards. Yay! They've done it! Oh, look at this. Da da da! Yes! We have cupboard space. So much happier now. These are well and truly... Oh, you missed it. Yep, so these are well and truly secured in place now. They are not going anywhere. So that's going to be a lot better used now, just to put in, fold in our clothes and bits and pieces into here. And here. As we go around the other side. Yes! Look at that. Same for Marianne's side. So fantastic. So much more space. So much more usable space. The space has always been there. The difference is that now we can use the space better to our needs. So everyone's different, and that's what makes caravanning really interesting. There's that, and there's a bazillion different layouts, as you would well know, for caravans, because everyone has a different way of how they want to travel and so forth. This is ours, and quite frankly, it has made storing our clothes and whatnot that much easier. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Alright, we're getting much closer now to packing the van, so we're pretty excited now, aren't we?
We sure are.
Wonder what's... I thought I cut it. Yeah, I did. Ooh. Yes, 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 yes. There we have it. We bought a drone. Alright, this morning is the morning. It has finally arrived, hasn't it?
Yeah. But we're not leaving today.
No, we're not leaving today. Unfortunately, COVID has hit Brisbane, so